I almost went by with not starting stream. It's probably something I should do. Pay a little bit more attention to I actually hit the go button or not. do 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 do. All right, where are we? All right, we are live. We are not dropping frames. Excellent, excellent. You get to see my lovely backside here as I T-pose. Do, 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 do. This is very relaxing. Sleep wave. do, 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 do. Do. Let's wait for that ad to hit right away. Where are you? Snooze ads. They're supposed to hit any second now. That way, people don't have to worry that when they join the channel for the first time, they don't have to worry about getting hit with pre-roll ads. Because that is the worst. I don't know why why that is the default option. I mean, I guess I get it. It forces you to have one or the other. You either get pre-roll ads or you get mid-roll ads or ads during the show, during the stream. But yeah, it'd be nice if you could just say no pre-roll ads. Although I think some people prefer pre-roll ads because then their stream is not interrupted. Maybe they're able to just stack their 3 minutes of ads per hour or whatever right away at the beginning. So as everyone filters into the stream, then they get hit with ads. I don't know. Either way, we're going to try and not have that. So that's why we run a little bit of ads right away at the beginning. Like, probably real soon here. Do, 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 do. There we go. So I'm going to continue, as always, as usual. I'm going to continue to set things up while we let the ads run. Oh, I don't know. I may need a more hype playlist for tonight. This one's maybe a little too peaceful. Let's skip ahead a couple. Okay, let's see. So, do a little testing here. Make sure everything is behaving itself. Are you behaving yourself? We have hands. We have silly hats. You know what? I'm going to fix that hat right now. Enough of this. I'm tired of that eye drifting all over the place. I would rather have it just be there. Do we have it called Votums? We do not have it called Votums. What on earth do we have it called? Let us go dig it out of the armature. Bum, 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 bum. I am definitely looking forward to when I have this all sorted out with the item system. I will not have things, the item attachment system. I will not have things sitting directly on the joints, and I am very much looking forward to that. If anything, I will have a script on startup that takes all the items out of the inventory and then assigns them, load them where they should be on startup. Scope Dog, it's called. Okay, it's called Scope Dog. Hmm. Are you here? Are you lens group? You are lens group. We're going to disable this this script for now. For some reason, I cannot get it to constrain to one axis. So we're going to do a rotate. Doesn't matter which eye. Oops. There. And we'll turn this one off. Let's see, which one do we want? I believe it's Y. Though I could be wrong. Let's see. Which one is which? Y. Y is... Okay. This should do it. Let's test it out right away. Perfect. Okay. Let's see. This is the right eye? Yes. So it moves a little, it'll move a little quick, but that's okay. That is better than it flying all over the place. Okay. Yeah, and this one looks fine as always. Mwah, chef's kiss. I did good work on this one. I am thinking about doing a Gundam next. Or at least the head. Not entirely sure what it should be. Maybe it should be, maybe that one should be a baseball cap. What other kind of helmet would it be? Be like a Gundam, like a fireman's helmet or something? I don't know. We should also put the mug in the system. We should definitely put the mug in the system. Because we are almost ready for going live with this. I'm going live with this with our streaming setup anyways. So what I would do is I would have a condensed version, stripped down version for the transparent cap. I say transparent capture, I mean the green screen in the bottom left corner. Oops. Also known as Giant Rusty mode. So I'd say we are ready for this mode. I could still go through and put the special effects on. But I think we are good enough that we can run this guy instead of the VC face version, which is the little one now. It does still have issues with it, with the transparenciness of it being kind of funky in when it's compiled. I do not understand. If anything, it should run so much smoother when it's compiled. The fallback would be we just enable the actual green screen. And I said actually properly this time. I don't want to use the green screen because I shouldn't have to. I really shouldn't have to. I wonder if I just need to use a different spout sender. Find out which one VC Face uses. And just use that one. Okay, green screen, spacing, green screen. Here we go. So we're currently in the green screen area. Ta-da! Oh, that looks kind of cool on the main screen here. So the green part of it won't capture nicely over. Well, it's what you guys see. I'm looking ahead at my Unity. The green screen part Well, right now there's a gradient to it due to the lighting. Because it's receiving the lighting. However, what I can do now is I can put it to the no post layer. No, that's curious. Why is it rendering in front of everything? Oh. No post is set on the very top. Because that's supposed to be for overlays. That's how I have that one stacked. Interesting. Interesting and unfortunate. Okay, we will get that. Do I have an in focus layer? Nope. Okay, it's not the in focus layer. We'll just leave that as default for now. There we go. Oh, I might have... I will have to see what my camera is and is not picking up here. All right, what do we got? What do we got? There's my camera. What are you doing over here? Oh, hey, you get a fun little render in the top corner. This is what's being exported. Okay, let's take a look at this. So we have a 50mm focal length. That's nice. Focus distance is fine because we are not applying post-processing to it. Output texture is render test, which I believe is where we have the spout stuff going through. This spout stuff, I should say. Stack. We are unstacked. So the stack is, now that I know what it is, we can enable the post-processing as long as, and we will use this camera that we currently show as the cutout, the alpha channel. So, you know, all of this, basically anything that's not this blue background, will be the cutout, or will be cut out as if it was green screened. So we will still have the lovely post-processing that is available in the editor in the center, but not currently this guy. See, because right here we don't have the glowy eyes. Whoop. I mean, we have much nicer shadows and rendering than the VSeeFace version, but we don't have all the lovely post-processing, which honestly, I'm really only missing the bloom. Yep, I'm really only missing the bloom for the glowy eyes. It is interesting the difference in color when you add the bloom too. It's just a little bit more vibrant, at least on at least on my main monitor here. Okay. Here we go. Uninitialized, because we're not sending it. Yeah, this was a pain in the butt to figure out. So we're not using a volume, because I don't think we can use a volume. I should probably turn that off. There we go. Okay. So this is tangentially related to what we're going to be doing today. I'm just double checking some settings here. Okay. URP, high fidelity, yep. Yeah, good, okay. Oops, we are a little bit off on this side though. There, excellent. Okay. And cut. So that area is the green screen area. And this is all you see of it. It is a place to stand, and the camera does not point at it. In fact, I should move this to a different layer so that the camera can't look at it at all. I should also make it larger. Yeah, it's very interesting the more I learn that I didn't know when I first set this up. Let's swap this around a little bit. So things I didn't know when setting this up. There we go. One of the things is that you can simply exclude things from being rendered. They can still exist, they can still affect the world, but they don't need to show up on the camera. Isn't that neat? So I'm going to leave this as the green screen area. But I am going to, this is one of the things I didn't prep before stream. What I'm going to do is set up an additional area. Not here. And what that'll do, what I'm going to do in that area is set up the movie studio. Yep, set up the little movie studio area. So basically a modular setup for dropping in anywhere I want more control over the camera. Now I did see, I don't remember if this was a Unity 6 demo or which version it was, but I did see in the Unity demo scenes or project managers or whatever, they have a fully set up area or project to demo all the cool video production things that you can do with Unity. And my first thought was, oh look, they're trying to compete with what Unreal does. But not really. It's they both do that. You know, you can do any kind of video production in either game engine. I'm sure you can in Godot too, and the others. Let's see. Where am I rambling with this? The point is, Unreal has a lot of amazing positive press for this due to Star Wars, and specifically The Mandalorian or virtual production. You know, how they basically ditched green screens for a lot of The Mandalorian and had a area set up with camera projections. Well, I don't remember if they were projections or if they were actual screens. So the actors would be in the environment. They could still add, of course, add things in post, just like they would normally in any 3D or effects heavy production. But instead of the actors just being a giant blue or green room with, you know, lovely chroma green everywhere, they were more like in a location. And yeah, that's got to be just so much easier to act in front of. And that was done in a game engine, which is cool because you can just play with these settings, you know, you can play with the lighting and everything, which I'm going to set up here for my little, for my own little setup. What I should really do is I should properly name these lights. Key and fill and whatnot. Let's see, let's go 3-point lighting. Okay. Let's just bring up an image. key backfill camera. Okay, so you call you light key. You light back. And you are light fill. 100%, 20%, 50%. Oh. It's a good way of putting that. Let's see, my backlight is, we're going to save this. And we're going to see where I pop in. Oh, I don't need to do that. Oh well. I don't need to do that because the location is a game object, and that's how we pop in the first place. So this camera does not mean anything. The one that is moving all around. I should say it doesn't mean anything in what I'm trying to accomplish here. In fact, we're going to lock that. Why do I have two cameras? I think I started with one and then realized it wasn't what I wanted to do. This camera has a Cinemachine Brain. And I think the Cinemachine Brain camera did not want to play nicely with the spout for some reason. And it's not moving. The intention of this camera, I can't see well. There we go. Hi. The intention of, and you can't see me anyways. Okay. Spout. Unity test. There we go. Okay, so the intention of this camera that you were just seeing, giant spout Rusty, is just for that purpose. It will stay put, and it is for anchoring my avatar to the, in this case, the lower left of the screen, just like VSeeFace. And this is the one, it has all the specific settings so that it works properly with spout. I don't know if I want to change any of these midstream because, yeah, that's been really fussy lately. It's unfortunate. Actually, it's more fussy bringing stuff into spout. Okay, but so we have this camera. It is right there. Oh, hey, you get a little preview over here. This is what we would be seeing. Should be pretty much the exact same as... It doesn't make sense when I just point to myself because I'm pointing to myself everywhere. Oh, okay. So we've got that there. We properly named the lights. So do I use a Cinemachine camera? Probably. So what I want to do is, if you look right here, yes, you can see that. If you look right here, I have a group. I know it's a game object, but it is a group of objects, and they are all related to this little area, which is for filming without a background. That is the sole purpose. I know you see the lovely star field in the top corner right there, but that's because I turned off the transparent export. Transparent export, transparent capture. So we have the ground. We have the warping, which is just the function of me bouncing around. So that's the location I pop into when I press the key to warp here. And the return is over in the office. So we can just go, boop, oops. Are we playing? There we go. See, now we're in the office. Now we're back here. So those aren't as important for this. What is important? The ground, obviously, so I have somewhere to land. But these 4 items. The camera, and currently 3 lights. Okay, do I have this set up as an area light? No, I did leave it as a point light. I left it as a point light because when I switched it to a spotlight while we were playing, It did not turn out well. And that's a shame. Okay, so now that we remembered where everything is, we're just going to keep an eye on these items for now. So I'm going to make a light control, or an empty. We'll say, we'll call it studio light controls. Plural. We're going to add a script. Not a script machine. No, 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 no. I wonder if there's a better way to do this than make it all manually. Studio lights. Cool. Come on. Control lights? Is that a script that I made? That is a script that I made. Okay. I was like, wow, there's already a script for controlling lights. That's my script I made for controlling lights. Welcome in, Nix. Welcome in. We are we're working on a studio setup. Something more modular that I can grab pieces of and just copy them to different areas as needed. So I'm making a proper lighting setup. This is a 3-point light setup, and I'm making a proper control for it. In fact, it'd be easier this way because then I'll be able to have a little on-screen control for it, a little menu. This is part of today's setup. No, I got 3-point light. 1, 2, 3. Oh, Nix. Oh, hold on. I know I can do a heart here somehow. It doesn't do the thumbs. I don't know why it doesn't do the thumbs decent. I'm trying. Here, imagine this. Imagine this, the shape here. It's a heart. You know what I meant to do here before, too? Let's see. Bam. Does that work? Yeah, there, that worked. Anatomically clear. I mean, you know, I have no use for the human heart, but I hear most people do. My hands are not connecting today. Oh well, usually I can do the clap test. Oh, there we go. So clap works, but putting the hands together does not. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Wait, what is that? What was that? Is that my game object? Okay, that's my game object. All right. You know, we're gonna leave start in there. We're just gonna get rid of the commenting because that makes me look like a noob. Get out there. Get out of there. Okay. In fact, you get out of there too. Well, that's fine. Let's see. Okay, we need a slider. How do we do a slider? Oh, okay. Just a range. Cool. We're going to make this a public because we want to be able to control the lights. Let's make this public float. Because I don't want to adjust all the lights separate. You know what? I'm going to start small. Let's start small. Light intensity. Let's just call. Should we just call it intensity? Light intensity. Let's make it 0, 1. Oh, I think we have to use 0.0f. That seems weird. 0f. No? What do we do? There it goes. You have to put it above. You have to put it above. There we go. All right, all right. So we have a public float for that. We're going to add some serialized fields. Let's do that. Let's do that after we do that. All these fun things. We'll call this serialized field. You know, we can actually do a light. So we'll do light. What are the lights? Light. Light. What did I name them again? What are you guys named? Key, fill, and back. What is it called? Key light. Okay, so now we can control things of the lights and not just them as game objects. So we're going to save that for now. And where is our... Is this our... No, where is our... We have a control light script of all things. Let's get rid of that one. That one's handy. Control lights, where are you? I'm just gonna grab stuff off of there. Oh, welcome to an ad break. Welcome, welcome. Okay, here we go. Control lights, public light, blah, blah, blah. Here we go, and here's where we can control the colors. I think I might want to add color pickers. Or, yeah, color pickers, eyedroppers. Okay, here we can turn the lights on and off, but also it does give us access to things like intensity. Oh, okay. Don't need anything for that. Okay, we are just going to say, key light. Intensity equals light intensity. Ooh, I already walked right into a right into a minefield with that one. Float light intensity. Oh, that's interesting. No. Cannot be used like a method. Well. No. Oh, this is going to be one of those things I'm going to have to look up, isn't it? So you can't set it directly as a float. My guess is you have to do something like key light dot set. Nope, not that one. Okay, this just seems silly. Why can't I set the intensity right here? So it's to get the intensity, but it also sets the intensity. This is a thing we are going to look up, because this is acting unexpectedly for how I want. Unity, light, intensity, intensity. Between 0 and 8. Oh, that is interesting. You can make overly bright lights. Well, look at that. We're going to do it to like the 5, though. No, we're going to do it to like 2. We do not want them that bright. Okay. Oh, neat. Oh, that is neat. In the example script, they have a pulsating light controlled by a script. That's pretty cool. My light intensity equals blah blah blah. But apparently you have to get the... Well, that is very confusing, because theoretically this is exactly what should work. The name light intensity does not exist in the current context. I have a public float. Oh, are you kidding me? Okay, that's dumb. I am dumb. We need to attach it to something, don't we? It is attached to something. Light key. Bell. Yeah, there's nothing there, so it's trying to do something and it can't. And the old capitalization problem. Okay, so now we have it. And let's put that back to arrange. There. And that should do that. However, we're going to set all of the lights to that right away. Well, let's see if IntelliSense is smart enough. It is smart enough. It was smart enough. There we go. It's gonna do this every frame, though. It really doesn't need to. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, I'll put in a little safety for it. But for now, we have a light slider. Ta-da! We don't need to go into each light and adjust it. Yeah, that looks cool. Yep. And overly bright is nice. It's not too overly bright. Okay. So what I am going to do though is see, okay, we had this one to 1.4. This one also 1.4. I had them all set to 1.4. That is interesting. I had them over bright to begin with. Okay. Soft shadows, high fidelity, that's very important. There, let's leave that at 1.4 and let's turn that up to like, read it. Seriously, OBS, I ain't doing anything. Welcome back. Welcome back. We are having more fun with OBS. It is so much fun. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. I do not know why OBS does that. But it did that the last few times. Oh, and we're dropping frames like crazy. Come on, be nice. We're dropping literally all of our frames. Unhappy. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the start of the stream. Hope you're all enjoying yourselves tonight. Okay, so we have our super basic dealio right there. Let's quickly look up, let's see, Unity, color picker script. Do they have super simple color picker? Let's find out. Because I can easily set the color, but you know, they do. They do. What on earth is it? Do they color? No. However, over in my other project, let's load up the other project. Where's Rusty's? Rusty stuff. Oh boy, we're gonna have to go dig out Rusty's stuff. I could say new color, I suppose. You know, I think I'm going to leave the color alone for now. But basically, I could add a color picker here, so I don't need to go into each light to grab this. See, it is. It's right there. They have some kind of color picker available. Color is color. Hmm. Color, color, intensity, intensity. Public color. Light color equals, let's just call it color white. And see what that gives us. There, it does give us a color picker. Look at that. Whoop. Ta-da! Okay, we do have a basic color picker. Awesome. Awesome. So let's find out. Oh, let's load up some new music. Let's load up some new music. Winamp. Oh, you're misbehaving too. Something is up. Something is up with my graphics card. I wonder if I need to separate duty between maybe my onboard GPU and my nice GPU. The other solution is to, as I was discussing last time with all the problems while I dev. Let's remove those. The problems when I dev are due to hold on. I'm running on low brain power tonight, I guess. There, Rockman. I wonder what this refers to. Okay, so the problems I am running into with like OBS or the graphics card having driver issues or just DirectX issues while I'm messing around in the game environment, they're really leading me towards a two PC streaming setup. And it's a shame because OBS, the way I have it, I don't have a ton of filters or fancy stuff going on. It doesn't use up much of the computer. It barely uses any GPU and CPU to do what I am doing here. What does use up the resources are VCFace uses some, and then to do my little avatar here, and then whatever I'm working on, whether it's Maya or Unity. But it's unstable, and that's not cool. So I'm thinking about just taking one of my old PCs, either my ancient PC, or I have an unfortunately noisy old work laptop. But that one has a decent graphics card in it too. And it's way more modern than my ancient desktop. So I might, honestly, I might put the other laptop like in a sound chamber, like in a little acoustic chamber, so that you can't hear the jet engine that it is. It was actually too noisy, in my opinion, for me to use as Rusty Robot's control computer, because those fans were oof. So what I might do is I might put those laptop cooling setups with the fans blowing on it, and then put it in a box like off to the side. Put some sound dampening insulation around it. Not enough that it can't breathe, of course. Because really all it needs to do is take my desktop feed here, or whatever feed I want this OBS to output, and send that on to Twitch to you lovely folk. Because I don't want stream crashing all the time. I don't want stream crashing all the time. Okay, light. What color are you? Let's add you to... Can I add to swatch? Let's see. I think we can do RGBA 255, 227. Let's do this. This is definitely the easiest way to do that. And that opens it up in the snipping tool. It's funny, it has to spin up my hard drive for that. Studio controls. You know, I have to offset this a little bit so I can just tap on that in the background. New color. How do we do an RGB color? Here we go. Oh, gross. This is gross. I'm pretty sure this is the color I want, though. Okay. Color. We'll take you. You know, we're gonna define you up here, and then steal you for here. Public color 1. Is it gonna let me do that? It won't let me use color 1? Oh, you got me. I am actually slouching. Can you tell? Can you tell? No. No, I don't have a lean. I can do a sway forward and a sway backwards. But I do not have the lean in. I do need to get some kind of basic trackers. Maybe I could finagle one of the tracker companies into giving me review copies. I wonder if I could do that. We actually have... See, there I go. At least I'm using actually properly. So we do have, in Wisconsin here, a company that does produce, or at least create, motion trackers for VR, called Tundra Trackers. They're based out of Green Bay, Wisconsin, because that is the frozen tundra, if you know anything about American football. Why won't you let me do this? New light color. So maybe. Another thing about football. Not even Aussie football. You know, come to think about it, I think at one time there was some kind of crossover between. I should watch what I'm saying. I don't know if that was a European football league, not football, and American football. Like a guest game or something like that. I don't quite know. What did they call the European Football League, or was it like the XFL or something like that? Interesting. Interesting point. Bringing in some mythology into football, mythology in sports. The two main colleges, I don't want to say that in a bad way, but University of Wisconsin-Madison and the University of Minnesota, I want to say Minneapolis, I could be wrong on that. So the Wisconsin Badgers and the Minnesota Gophers. Ooh, I could be getting myself into all sorts of trouble. This is how little I know about that. Well, anyways, they have a game every year where they decide who owns or who gets to hold Paul Bunyan's axe. Paul Bunyan being the mythological giant of American history, U.S. American history. He was a big old lumberjack. He had a giant blue ox also. And yes, so there is a competition every year that one of the games, the stakes are whoever wins gets to hold on to his axe for another year till the next year. Is the Gopher? No. Hold on. Paul Bunyan Axe Trophy? There we go. It is a Minnesota and Wisconsin football rivalry. Okay, that is funny. The first trophy before it was Paul Bunyan's axe was the slab of bacon. Let's see. The winner of the game received Paul Bunyan's axe, a tradition that started in 1948. After the first trophy, the slab of bacon disappeared after the 1943 game when the Badgers were supposed to turn it over to the Golden Gophers. It is the Gophers, good. So the original prize was the slab of bacon. Interesting. I did not know that. Interesting and hilarious. Okay, color, new color, color, new color. Can we make this color a new color, new color? We can make it a new color, new color. You know what I bet we can do? We can probably put it here. So on wake up, it would change color to new color. Let's do light color equals color 1. Is that valid code? That is valid code. Okay, let's get rid of it here. And we'll just make this a color. And then an update. Maybe they tried to cook it. I mean, the slab of bacon? Why would you hand that back over? You would feast upon it. Oh, unless, well, it said they refused to turn it over. So maybe every year the winning team splits up this giant slab of bacon and cooks it. And then the Badgers just didn't want to fork over more bacon. It could be. It could be. Interesting Wisconsin facts. Wisconsin. I should make a redeem. There we go. Wisconsin mentioned. I will respond with a Wisco fact. There. I thought I programmed that into Stream Elements. Stream Elements? Which bot are you? One of the bots. One of those. Okay, I'm going to make a, say, public float, light color. So I'm going to make a private float. Private float. Previous light? Intensity equals, let's just make it 1. If light intensity is not equal to previous intensity, then change set intensity and make previous intensity equal to light itself. Thank you, IntelliSense. You're so smart. I'd say thank you for being my co-pilot. That's a Microsoft thing, which I have disabled everywhere I could. Everywhere I could. Okay, so theoretically this will work now. Wait, no, I didn't. Where are you? I have to stop minimizing that. Welcome in, Withered. Welcome. I'm glad you are comfy. I'm glad you are in here and comfy. Okay, that's the light intensity. Light color, light color. We're gonna do the same thing as this, but we're gonna do color. If light intensity is not equal to... See, I don't want it to update the color on every frame because that seems excessive. Ooh, I could set it to lerp the colors. You know what? For now, we'll just do this. Light color, public color, light color, private color. Color, brief color. All the comfies. Do I have a comfy? I don't think I made a comfy. I have a lurk, which is kind of comfy. Though it's more like waiting. He does look like he's more waiting than being comfy. Let's see. Where's my I almost called them icons. Okay, let's see. We have waiting. Oh, we do have waiting. Okay, so I have my lurk and my waiting. But yes, the lurk. The lurk is just paying attention. And then we've got the thinking. The thinking is very important. Okay, we are going to change this. What do I call it? Light color? Light color is not equal to brief color. Brief color. Then change all these to colors. Color. Oops, that won't work. Light color. Because one thing that I remember about C-based languages is you need to make sure your capitalization is proper. Visual Basic is less fussy about that. And that is what I usually use in my day job. Okay. Let us save. And go test this out. Oh, ad break. Oh, look at that, look at that. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. I should make a color reset. Color reset. Bum. Boom, boom, ba-dum. Welcome back from the ad break. I assume we are back. Oops. That was... No. That's bad programming. There we go. If reset color is true, then we are going to change light color to... where are you? Color 1, which doesn't exist. Change that, and we are going to set reset color to false. Essentially, we just made a toggle. So we can change it from the editor, because we will be running in editor mode for ever and ever and ever until I make an overlay. Yes, an overlay. Okay. Here we are. I'm going to lock the camera so that I can do these fun things. Otherwise, if I don't lock the camera, anytime I move the cursor around, it'll make everyone go crazy. Okay, so let's change the color to, red. Very red. Ooh, that looks nice. So we got very red. And we reset the color. Bam! Do very blue. And bam! Reset the color. Oh, fantastic. Fantastic. That is exactly what I wanted to do. Got a nice little slider here. Got a color changer. Sickly green. What kind of stats are we got going here? Let's check our stats, make sure we're not too crazy. Ew. We are still pulling some awful FPS here. Yeah, let's turn off the other lights, see if that improves anything. We're supposed to be locked in at 60 FPS, and we are getting 30. Interesting. That is not good. Not good numbers. Okay. Reset those. Alright, so I can cross this off the list. We did the what did we do? It was on one of my lists to do a light control. But the cool thing is, we've got this down here. We could just copy this and paste it elsewhere. For instance, we could go over to a space scene and paste it, I guess as a child. There you go, Studio Light Controls, and it has all these nice things on it. They are named the same though. That's curious. It's not like Light 1 or something? You'd think there'd be conflicts with that, but maybe because they are in a separate game object, they're fine? Let's find out. Let's find out. No, we're not getting any errors. Oh, it's much brighter over here now, too. Let's make this a little larger. Hello. Okay. Man, I've got a lean forward going. Okay, this is picking up on my lean. It's just anchoring me from the floor instead of the hips. I bet I could change that. Off topic. I bet I could change the change that in a setting like VTube Studio or something, because that is what I'm using for the motion capture on my iPhone. is using VTube Studio and sending that over to VSeeFace on my computer. Here we go. Studio light controls as part of my space scene. So there we go. It's affecting this whole area because it's lights in an area. Could play with the intensity. Ooh, that does some fun thing. Okay, look up above my head at the crew quarters sign. That is doing some fun things there because of my chromatic aberration settings. So as the way that the colors are separating as you get closer to the edges of this, or I should say, further away from the center of the camera, because that's what chromatic aberration is. It's the literally, it's the colors, you know, the light colors aberrating or getting distorted. And it's a problem with old or cheap lenses. You know, the way that the glass in the lenses doesn't it doesn't keep all your colors together because of how prisms work and light works. So fun camera fact. You can really see the separation in the top left behind me there with that. Looks very cyberpunky. With the, let's see, that's lovely magenta and red and delicious. Reset color, nice. Bump the shadows down a little bit. Oh, nice. So a cool thing is now I can go to, let's unlock that. Now I can go to some darker areas of the ship. For instance, I can turn the lights off here. Now there are no lights, just some emissive textures. So that's anything that looks glowy or lit up right now is part of the texture itself. But what I can do is, let's see. It's not the best way to do this. Let's see, where are you? Studio lights. Oh, that looks cool. You can see it. You can see the lights. They're coming. They're coming for us. That's kind of cool. Okay. Let's get rid of ceilings for now. Studio light controls. And there we go. So this is just a basic setup, a very basic setup. And it is currently too high right here, so let's lower it down a little bit. There we go. So we have a 3-point lighting setup. 3 points meaning you have your main light, your backlight to define your character, so you show up against a background, or separate you from the background, and then a fill light to provide some extra illumination. Basic lighting. So now I'm over here and I should be a little bit better lit. A little bit better lit. Ta-da! I do have this one kind of configured for very even lighting. If anything, this light here should be much dimmer because it's just providing fill, extra light. Now in a more photorealistic output rendering, you would notice this a little bit more, and you would also have more need for it to make sure that the characters are lit nicely, at least for a kind of a studio portrait, if you will. Portrait or filming, you want to make sure your characters are lit nicely. Or a cinematic scene, there we go. A cinematic scene would need nice lighting. So this is kind of the first step for my current project here, which is going to make a little recording studio, like a little movie or TV studio set. So the basics of it, something I can just modular, I can just pick it up and drop it in another area, like I just did, and it works. It takes these lights and it does what I want to do. I will be converting this to an on-screen overlay. I don't want to use shortcuts for everything. But basically, I'll put in an overlay so that when I'm full screen like this and actually lining up my shots, getting the focal lengths and everything just right. There we go. Now I'm a little bit more, a little bit more easy to talk. Here we go. So I'm going to be lining everything up, getting things working right, getting the lights positioned correctly. Because, in fact, this see these shadows here? The fill light is too bright. So the fill light is on, let's see, stage right, and the main light is kind of where coming from the direction of my hand here. I'm turned a little bit. There we go. But you can see I have very even lighting right now, and that's not super realistic. So this light needs to be dimmed. The backlight, the backlight maybe dim a little bit. But then again, I would tweak this for every scene. This is basically a drop it in so I don't need to go and create 3 lights, link them up, all that. Another thing I can do in the scripting is set multipliers right in the script, which is what I'm going to do here. I have it back here. Okay. I'm going to see this for the color. And this is for here. Previous light intensity. Oh, they're all set. Yeah, that's okay that they're set to the same intensity. So the fill light, times 0.5. Base that nicely, I suppose. And for now, we'll do, I think, the same with the backlight. And we'll leave the key light at full intensity. Just for fun, let's put that super bright. So another thing with this is I would probably want to separate out the light controls for each light, or the lighting color for each light also. Ooh, well, yeah, we can go with this. If we look at, make sure we're saved, because I did happen to crash, I did crash everything one time by switching scenes in OBS. So maybe, let's see if Fake Rusty has it. There we go. Fake Rusty does have a good example of this. Okay. And when I say Fake Rusty, this is just a photo, a stand-in for the video feed. Fake Rusty. So if you look behind him, this is not 3-point. I was just glancing over at my office. This is not 3-point lighting because I don't have it as controlled of an environment in here as I would like. Robot Rusty does not have a nice recording studio like Virtual Rusty will have. Robot Rusty is also not in a space station. So the purple in the background, which you can't see, so I'll just go over here. The purple in the background. My walls are not purple in this office. I have a backlight on the floor, kind of pointing up at the corner behind Rusty. So the wall and the bookshelves behind Rusty. And that is also functioning as a backlight. When we do the Rusty After Dark, and he's in night mode, It's the same effect. It separates the figure, in this case, robot, from the background, so he doesn't just blend all together. Because that'd be kind of spooky having him separate out of the background. Okay, we'll lock fake the rest of you back down and go on to part 2 of what we're hoping to accomplish tonight. Okay, I'm gonna check to see if my controller is still connected. Not connected. Connected. Okay. Cool. Controller. Oh, I still need to properly set up so I can have a controller asset in my hand. There are a couple different controllers in these asset packs, so I don't even have to model my own. I could be super lazy. So, well, actually, where are we? We're gonna go over here. Oh, because where the studio lights are back at the beginning again. We were moving that fun stuff around in play mode. So I am going to leave them over here. For now, we are going to use this, or right here. We're going to use this this large corridor as our little quote-unquote filming studio. Oops. It is right next to a big old hangar bay too. That's kind of nice. Oh, the engine room and the hangar. Some of those doors are actually working. I got some nice items I can set up to be interactable, though that is not as important for what we are doing tonight. Okay. Dolly camera. Dolly camera would be a good setup. We have all these lovely components. Cinemachine. So Cinemachine is a Unity thing. They're kind of like pre-made cameras. See, we have cameras, which just gives you a camera. You can extend it out however you want with scripting and whatnot, plugins. Cinemachine is already set up, and it does some really neat things. And one of these things I wanted to play with was... probably a Dolly camera with track. You can always delete it. That's the nice thing. Whoa. Neat. Oh, it's just kind of floating there, isn't it? So here's the Dolly track, it says, and the virtual camera. Oh, and we're looking through said virtual camera. Ooh, so I'm just gonna play with this a little bit. I'm gonna save because I don't remember if I saved before camera. Waypoints. Oh, fun. Not sure what that does. You can set waypoints, and I assume what it will do at those points. So now it's... oh, it's super long. That is super duper long. Let's put this at like 1, make this like 3 maybe. We don't want it to be super duper. Okay, so that's the track, and I assume the camera is matched to the track. Oh, why is it way the heck up there? Really? Okay, the body is a track dolly. Okay. You'd think it'd be on the track, because there's the whole point of a tracked camera, is that it is on said track. Then why is the camera way over here? This might be one of those things I need to read up on. So whose camera is that? Oh, gross. It took over the main camera. It took over the main camera. Oh no. Why did it do that? Okay, well, the reason it probably did it is because that's where the Cinemachine brain is, the core Cinemachine component. Oh no. Okay, we're gonna undo. Are we good? Did that get rid of everything? Okay, that got rid of everything. Cool. That is not what I wanted, and not what I was expecting. I did not expect it to grab the to grab the whole camera. That was unfortunate. Okay, close a couple other windows here. Okay, so that is a thing we will have to look into. The different Cinemachine cameras. However, a moot point for today. Because we still have our nicely set up camera. Okay. So now that I got rid of that, I'm going to save it again. While I'm setting these things up, I should probably disable my ceiling disabler so I can see what's going on. Okay, Rusty. Ooh, we have a gamepad now. There we go. Oh yes, another thing is I do want to map some more keys. Come on. I do want to map some more keys to the gamepad. Oh, and if you weren't here last time, we did add some physics, and we can pick things up and put things down, as I will demonstrate here. We pick them up, we put them down. We pick them up, we put them down. And we can do that from our first-person camera as well. Oh no. Oop. I keep doing that. I do need to have it automatically go into the right character. We should do that while we're thinking about that too. Oh, the box is way too big. Where's my hands? There it goes. Giant box in my hands. And it is completely out of focus. Here we go. So this item is too big. Too big. Let's drop it. Ah. I still love how this thing looks. Oh, let's get Big Rusty off the screen. There we go. I do love how this looks. It's just wonderful. And we can move around using the controller here. Oh, can we show the controller? There we go. We got the controller on the well, imaginary controller. There we go. Oh man, that depth of field is nice too. Like this is the sweet spot for looking at things, I think. Except for my hands. Looking at the hands, they're a little fuzzy. But what we did last time is we tweaked that script a little bit. Man, it's still just a little bit out of focus. There are other things I can try to get the super near in focus. Like maybe when I'm in first person mode, maybe it kicks the player character to a different, it disables the post-processing. But then at the same time, if I'm focused on the distance, I want my hands to be blurry. Nix, yes, we can jump on the boxes. Where are we? We always could jump on them because they have colliders, but now they have what's called rigid bodies. You know, I bet I could pick this up while I'm on it. Let's see what happens. No? Oh, I picked up the one next to it. And now we could jump on that one. Ta-da! Look, I can parkour. Ta-da! And down. And we can do this with the tracking model too. Let's see. Tracking model. Hey. Yeah, I can go like this. It doesn't affect it. Although, check this out. This should work. Oh, I don't know what that was about. We can transfer the object. This is a bad example because it's a very large object. But we can transfer objects from hand to hand. Ooh. And the more we move the physics around, the more it messes with it. Bam. Bye there. There we go. One hand, the other hand. Oh, it is messing with the camera. Oh, because they have colliders, it's colliding with the camera. Oh, that's an unfortunate side effect. Look at that. Oh, drop the item. Okay, unfortunate side effect. I'm gonna have to write that out in the bug report. Items held. Effect. Camera. They affect the third-person camera. The first-person camera does not have colliders set to it. So that's an interesting. Ooh, Nix. I'll wait till you're out of. Wait till you're out of ads if you're in an ad. Oh man, you might still be in ads. Well, if you can hear me, that is an excellent idea, and I think that would be a fantastic redeem. Where Big Rusty just crashes through the ceiling and grabs us. Oh, you can. Awesome. Where is Big Rusty from here? Let's see. I still need to make a map overlay. Let's see. Big Rusty is that way, because that is the office. Then we see Big Rusty from here. We can go faster than that. There we go. Hello, Big Rusty. I should hook his tracking back up. So he can stare at us. Wherever we may be, because we can see him from some of these corridors here. There we go. There he is. Now we're safely behind a window, and he's not following us. I did have him hooked up with the avatar, so or with the VTuber controls, so that when I would move like this, he would also move like that. Yes, we have Big Rusty. In fact, we can gaze upon his beauty. Where is he? Where is he? There he is. Can we wave in first person? Hello, Big Rusty. Zoom out a little bit. Hello. Hello, hello, sir. There you are. Where's my hands? My hands too low? There. Oh, there. My hands are too low. Oh, yes. This is Big Rusty. Someday, there might in fact be a bigger Rusty. A fun thing that I did experiment with off stream, is a small Rusty. Because we are a video game. We can do fun video game shenanigans. Where is our Rusty? Here's Rusty. We can do... Oh, can we not do small Rusty? Wait, hold on. This one. Small Rusty. Oh my gosh, you know what? Whee! Let's unlock the camera. There he is. He's just a little guy. Unfortunately, other Rusty will be full size, but oh, here we go. Hold on. Here we go. Small Rusty is a menace. He's gonna make photocopies of his butt on the photocopy machine here. Although, let's try something out here. Should we go in the office? Let's go in the office. Small Rusty. Small Rusty is small, and if you look, that's a mighty big corridor right there, or fences. So yes, small Rusty stays small. The camera is also scaled. Oh, look at him go. Look at him, he's just a little guy. There. Oh, he's still powerful enough. He still is powerful enough to affect physics. Get out of here. Kick that phone off the desk. Kick that phone off. Can't kick the phone. He's not powerful enough to kick the phone off the desk. But he can send emails. He will be a menace. A menace, I say. Okay, turn. And now, first person mode. Ta-da! There, small Rusty. Yeah, it doesn't look too much different until you realize that. There, he tiny sized. Now Big Rusty is extra big. There, I gotta save that to the buffer. Oh, hey, there's a GameCube. There's a GameCube over here. Easter eggs. Ooh, are there ads running right now? Oh no. But yes, yeah, Twitch Turbo. I used to have Twitch Turbo, but I am saving up for a few things right now, so I had to sadly Sadly do away with Twitch Turbo. I wonder how small we could go. You know what a fun thing about Tiny Rusty, though? We'll call this Tiny Rusty. Tiny Rusty jumps the same height. The height is not scaled. But there we go. Tiny Rusty. Yeah, I'm tightening my belt, as they say, because I have some things. That's things I want to things I want to buy for why am I not? There we go. Oh, why is my controller being goofy? Okay. Yep, some things I want to put that. I mean, it's not Twitch Turbo really isn't that expensive. I think it's like $11, maybe 12, but it's yet another subscription. So I am okay with watching ads for the next month or so, month or two. Oh, does the follow camera go low enough? It does go low enough. Okay. We're just floating around, being a tiny little menace, jumping up on stuff. Okay. So, I forget, Vilinchki, on what you want to be known as. I forget. I apologize. But I don't know if you've been here. Well, you've definitely not been here since I've been tiny, because this is brand new. We do have, come on, flight mode. And now we are extra tiny in flight mode. We're just an extra little guy now. Oh my gosh. Oh, there is confusion. Okay, that's what it is. Okay, so there's confusion between the input systems. I've got a controller here in this hand, and then I have to hit the hotkeys on the keyboard. Whee! I have to hit the hotkeys on the keyboard. And so there's a little bit of lag when it's like, oh hey, which inputs are you trying to use here? But look at tiny floating Rusty, or Rusty, spaceship Rusty here. We can't even zoom in on him because he is too small. He is way too small. Okay, I definitely need that size redeem. And let's see. Go back to normal mode. Look at us. We are cute. We're gonna go through the teleporter first, so we can stand atop Giant Rusty's head. See, from below you can't tell that there's a platform here, but oh, we did not. We failed to stand on his head. Oh, but yes. So now that I did that silly little experiment, let's go back into the office here. So normally we are not this size. Normally we are this size, but I only applied scaling to one of the models. There. So let's put this controller down. Time for a little demo. We are using how the chain of events goes. We are using currently an iPhone for tracking. So I got the face tracking, a Leap Motion for the hand tracking. So that's sitting on the desk in front of me. Oh, this just amuses me. Oh no, the camera is up too high. Okay, anyways. There we go. We got Tiny Rusty pantomiming with me. So we are using an iPhone that's using VTube Studio. I was trying to think. It's using VTube Studio for the tracking data. I was using Meowface on an Android phone. So if you don't have an iPhone and you don't have a webcam, you could use Meowface, which the creator has put up on GitHub or Itch or one of those, so it's still available even if it's not in the Google Play Store. So thank you, Suvi, for that. Yes. Okay, so for your question there on getting VC-Face, having it track in the corner of the screen and in the editor. So what I am doing is I do have my VC-Face over on the other monitor. It just runs minimized because it's not doing anything. See? Hello. Well, it is doing something. It's outputting to the corner of the screen. But it is not... How to phrase this? What I'm also doing is VC-Face is then passing on the tracking data as output. And then Unity, I have a plugin here called, right here. I don't know if they call them plugins, package, called, if you can read that, it's Easy Virtual Motion Capture for you. Oh, you can't read that. I blocked out the menu bar. So anyways, there's a receiver, a script sitting in here somewhere. Here it is, called receiver. And what this does is listen for that motion capture data coming from VC-Face. And that is how, there we go. And that is how we are able to get the data from VC-Face passed into here. And I think you can just keep chaining things too. I want to have the robot, the physical robot, set up the same way. Have him set up the same way so that he can also receive the tracking data across the network, but he's set up a little different. So when I'm running Rusty Robot, he is running off of a different camera and a different Unity on a different computer. Very self-contained. So that's there's a little bit of separation there, because with as often as I've been crashing this this Unity, I don't want it to also crash the robot with live servos and stuff. Those get expensive to replace after a while. They're not expensive one by one, but if you go through enough of them, it does get expensive. And that is one of the things I'm saving up for, is I need another control board so I can add more to the robot. But yes, so this is the, oh, let's get Rusty off the screen again. But yes, there's an option in VC-Face. I don't know if I can show you because it might have sensitive stuff on it. So let me peek. Here we go. It is not sensitive data. So in the general settings, there is an option here called Send Data with OSC VMC Protocol. So this can be used for other things too. VC-Face can send and receive OSC data. Open Sound Control, as I think its original thing, or VMC, like trackers, like VR trackers. You can send and receive those kind of data. And I just have it set to, this is just an internal port. This is not accessible to the internet. 127.0.0.1 is on your same machine if you're a Windows person. I don't know how it is in Linux or Mac. But this port right here is the port that that this is listening for, right there. So theoretically, this this OSC server script could also listen for other things like DJ equipment. You could have it listen for DJ equipment, so it'd be able to control things with the cool sliders and stuff. It was one of the things I was looking into when I was originally making the robot and the robot's control interface. I'm showing you a little nerding out about that. Let's see. Some of these things, I should probably revisit the settings. Because something in here is not quite... Oh, I remember what it was. Something was not quite right for... You notice how these two guys are offset? That's so they line up. But if I remember correctly, it was a problem when I exported this VRM model in the first place. Because these guys are set up as a VRM. Well, oh, correction. I think this guy's an FBX. 12.8. This guy is the FBX. So he's just an export from my fully rigged. Fully rigged and everything, of course. And set up with an armature. But this guy, here we go. This guy is the motion capture version, the motion capture model. But when you slam them together, you get two of them. So I switch between them. I just have a toggle on my keyboard for swapping between them. I should really set that toggle on my mouse too, so I can do that without the nice loud clickety clack. But yeah, little behind the scenes. I mean, I am not afraid to show most of the behind the scenes because, hi, I'm working live here, and it's fun. It's a lot of fun to share all this. I get a kick out of it. But what I was working on tonight, earlier anyways, whoa, that was not the right one. Okay, we got you. Let's see where you ended up. So what we were working on was a lighting, controlling the lighting system right now within the editor. Lock the camera down. I have way too many shortcut keys, so in the very near future, I do need to work on the overlay system. Learning Unity overlays, so I can have little things on the screen here that I can just click on and off, and they'll be labeled instead of me looking at the keyboard and being like, what does the L key do again? I mean, I know what the L key does. The L key does the Borderlands intro. So welcome. Here we are on the stream. I have a nice little splash thing that I put together in Unity. You can see it bouncing around on the little editor window over there. But yeah, it's all set up and animated using Unity stuff. And then we go back to wherever we were. The little things that really amuse me. The little things amuse me. So something I am working on, mostly complete. There are a few little things I need to work out. Where are you? Let's enable you first. Because I had to disable it for testing because it blocked my whole screen. There we go. Ta-da! I'm working on bypassing VSeeFace. So I can just have everything right from my my program, my little environment. So right now I have a separate camera on this little stage area here. I have a separate camera that outputs a nice transparent background, green screening without green screen. And you notice it's independent from the game window here. So I will be able to just have this running whenever as if it was VSeeFace. And we still get all the fun motion capture. Ooh, we get a very slight delay. That is interesting. There really shouldn't be a delay. Oh, the delay might be because for some reason I have to look into it. We're running at 30 frames per second here and 60 frames per second down here. And so the delay would probably be it's sending the data across. So it's lagging just a little bit. Who knows? There might be other reasons. But yeah, so we've got a nice transparent capture. Does all the fun stuff. Shading is a lot nicer now. See, we got the Get the shading across the model. Not quite as nice as what's in the middle of the screen because I had to disable some things in order to get this lovely transparent background. But that is a thing we're working on. That is a thing we're working on. Okay, so we're gonna hide that again so we can show off the other stuff. Studio light controls. And these settings will carry over to that model that I just messed with. So now instead of messing with each light in this little area over here, because we set up a classic 3-point lighting, although this light should be in a different spot. But now we can control the strength of the lights, the color of the lights. They're all linked together, so it's not super ideal, except we do have the intensity is slightly different between the lights. So we did set that up. And it's like, oh, I don't like this. Let's just go back to default. Ta-da! Well, default for the color anyways. So that was a little script we wrote earlier. Oh, and we ran out of music. Which means we are just about ready to wrap up for the night. Oh, but here's the little studio light script we wrote. Basically, it's setting up stuff. For instance, here's this little slider. There we go. This is C#. If you use Unreal, there's other ways to do the same exact thing, except you get to just connect stuff with the blueprints. Unless you really like punishing yourself and using C++. But yeah, so here we just set up some stuff. This here is to connect the lights. I could drop in different lights, but here I have the key light, a fill light, and a backlight. 3-point lighting. And then set some defaults. But as the software runs, I hate calling it an app. Ugh. As the program runs, the environment, whatever you want to call it, the game, call it a game. As the game runs, if there was a change in one of these values, it updates. That's it. I put that in because I don't need it, wasting time in code, changing the lights to the same number every single frame. That seems counterproductive there. Oh yeah. No, I've been wanting to set this up for a while. And because of how I wrote the script, I can hook it into an overlay. So again, I can have these same things on the screen. Because if I'm running the game as a build game, compiled, all those little debugging tools go away. So I'll want to be able to pop up a menu and click some things. I never noticed that before. Huh. So the cursor, if I click into the game so I can actually, use the controls and such, press escape to get my cursor back, because remember I'm in the editor, press escape to get the cursor back, it goes to the center. I did not notice that before. I've been doing this for almost a year now, and I did not notice that before. Handy. Because before I would be like hunting for my cursor. Like, oh, which monitor are you on? Because I can go like this, and there, now it's on my left monitor. And now it's over here. And now it's messing with my chat window on the side. Neat. Oop. Speaking of messing with the chat window, I just clicked in chat. There. And now we're back in the office, because I have a teleport button. We're on the stage, and now we're here. And one of the next, one of the next fun things that's not going to be like scripting heavy and whatnot, is I'm going to start setting up, now that I have this lighting control, I'm going to start setting up. There, I'm going to start using a script like this to control a like movie set, or I'll call it a TV studio instead of like a movie studio. So basically, a little recording set where I can start recording animations or skits or whatever. So I can lay out the little environment, you know, much like this office. So we got this little office here we can run around in. Here I can knock stuff over too, so that's always fun. But I wanted to set it up so that I could just record. Because one of the amazing things about this that could not do back in the day when I was taking animation courses and such, a long time ago, real-time rendering wasn't a thing. Like this, you'd have to render out each frame, right? So we are going to pause that because, oh, don't hit all the buttons. There. Oh yeah, real-time rendering was not a thing. So even something like shaded simply like this, you know, this is a flat shading, very soft, not gloss. I don't have any glossy stuff going on here. That's very soft shading, flat shading. Even this would have taken minutes per frame, no problem. If I want to do it at 640 by 480, you know, which would have been, you know, maybe 1024 by something. That would have been good back then, or DVD quality, you know, 720 by 480 or 480 by 480. Regardless, if I was doing it that, it would still take minutes per frame. And here, theoretically, my monitor is not big enough for it, but I could do 4K real time, no problem. And that's just kind of like, it opens up so many possibilities. And I could use a more, you know, my computer's beefy enough that I could use Unreal's MetaHumans, you know, if I switched to Unreal. There's photorealistic characters I could use as assets here too. Dragging some of my old projects, maybe, I don't know. I could do those in real time too. It's really something. Speaking as I don't want to say a boomer, but as an older person who's been doing this for a while, yeah, it's really neat what we can accomplish these days with just real-time recording. Yeah, could even do multiplayer. Could have actors from different locations all in the same environment. I mean, that's basically what VR chat is. It's just this, for me, is definitely more under my control, and I don't know, I haven't used the VR chat, so I can't really say about fidelity or, you know, capabilities of it. But I've seen some clips of some really beautiful VR chat worlds. But no, okay, you know what? That is a beautiful place to end stream on. Yeah. So I am going to lock the camera down so we don't barf everywhere. And let's go find someone to raid while we're still chit-chatting a little bit here. Because that was just a good place to kind of wrap it up. Let's see. Do. How's the music? I do wonder about the music. Is it too loud, or is it kind of just right? Because I'm listening to it on my computer, and then when I listen to it, when I play it back in the VODs, it sounds really soft. Okay, let's see. You know what? We'll go raid Dead Sun. He's not deving right now, but that's okay. I'm gonna say there's a Rusty raid. Got little pew pew. Rusty raid. And there we go. The flying one. I love the flying one. I do need to make more emotes. Maybe that'll be one of my December streams. Because I do plan on having more streams in December. It's very exciting. I have a few days off. And it's winter here. I hate winter. Doing anything outside in the cold. So, yeah, I think we are going to spend our time cozy indoors, working on this stuff, and playing some video games too. I think that'll be a good time. All right, let's see. Are we ready? Okay, we are ready. Thank you all for stopping by, and see you next Monday. Possibly twice on Monday, but I'll send out something like the Discord and a tweet or something like that. A skeet. I hate saying skeet for Blue Sky, but it is what the masses have chosen. So, anyways, stay there for keep up to date on the socials for what we'll be doing next and when. And I'll catch you all next time. Bye, y'all.